Do-do-do. Ba-da-da. Da-da. Da-da-da. Someone's gonna think I'm fucking nuts if they see me like this. Another car. Suspicious. Pickup truck drivers, dude. Pickup truck drivers are either like the greatest people, you know, or the worst. None of you just drive the speed limit with pickup trucks. What's the deal with that? But I'm waiting for my buddies, Christian and Dan, to fly into the Idaho International Airport. They were supposed to be here, but of course their flight got delayed, which isn't abnormal because everyone's flight gets delayed going into Jackson, except for me. I have never had a flight get delayed flying into Jackson, Wyoming, except now that I've bragged about it. That probably will happen the next time I fly. That's how karma works. That's how the world works. So, see, this pickup truck is turning around now. I knew I had a reason to be sus. They had suspicious headlights. You can see it in the headlights like you can see it in the eyes, folks. I'm telling you. No, now I am kind of sussed out. I don't want to get, like, conversated with. I read online, which you can believe everything you read online, that you can park here to wait for people. Because our parking lot, you have to pay $2 for. And I'm not paying $2 out of principle. See, another turning around. Another pulling behind me. See, you can see the headlights. You see the headlights? Sus. Suspicious. Where are you going? That building back there is like an atomic research thing. Everything in southwestern Idaho is very atomic based. I learned Arco is the first city in America. No, the first city in the world that was powered by atomic power, which is pretty cool. It's not really a city. It's more of a small town in the middle of nowhere, which has numbers painted up on the walls, not the walls, the canyon side. And I was like, what the fuck are all those numbers doing on the canyon? And my first thing that I thought was that they were launching cars like into the side of the canyon and aiming for the numbers, and whichever one you hit, that's like the points you got, kind of like darts, but with like huge cars. It's the graduating class year of every high school that's graduated in Arco. And I should get back to the point, but that reminds me of another thought that I had today too, where I was like, they should have a turducken race where it starts off in a car and you race in a car like 200 miles or so. And from there, you get the bike that you carried with you out of the back of the car, and you have to bike like 50 miles with the bike. And then from there, out of your backpack, you get a set of roller skates that you've been carrying with you the whole time. And you have to do like, whatever, 5 miles or something with that. And you can call it a turducken. And a turducken sounds like a cool name for a race. Like, it sounds like a really shitty meal, which it kind of fucking is. So I headed out, I crossed the border into Idaho and did some mountain biking in the Mike Harris Campground, finally. I rode up Nemo and then did Grumpy, both of which I've heard really, really good things about. Aren't they great names too? Whoa. Ended up going into Sidewinder, which is in Kelly Canyon. I don't know if Kelly Canyon's like an area. There's a bunch of different shit by it. That's very cool. It's a very cheap and fast car you own. I don't know if maybe that was a compliment. Did I just compliment his thriftiness and his car? It was a shitty car though. Damn, I am all over the place tonight. When does this flight get here? So we went into, I went further into Idaho and hit another mountain biking trail, Sidewinder. That's where I came from. Saw about 1 million cows on it. All mamas and calves, because I guess they keep the bulls away from the moms and calves. Probably for, I don't know. I'm not a farmer, so I have no idea why. So I'm not going to pretend to know why. But I learned that cows do not perceive much. Like, cows don't, like, there's like an area of like 15 feet around a cow that it notices. And if you're outside that area, it does not notice you. And the babies, it's like even smaller. Like, since they're smaller, their force field of perception is smaller. There's this black calf and it was sitting in a shadow. And it was sleeping, so I didn't notice it because it was blending in with the shadow. I was kind of looking around, looking for like standing ones, right? And so I get like within 2 feet of it and it springs up. It scares the shit out of me. I scare the shit out of it. It runs over to a mom and tells on me. The mom is like giving me the death glare. Cows can glare really, really like meanly. Like the moms are scary. That's the baby. The mama just went around the corner. Hi, baby. Yeah, go on. And I almost caused a stampede with another one, accidentally, of course. She was standing with her friends, and I was like calling out. I was like, hey, got on a bike here. I'm passing by, just so you know. Like, I'll be coming by, you and your friend soon. And both of her friends noticed. There were 3 of them. 2 of them noticed. They were like, what's up? See ya. And you can see cows they are relatively expressive. And they were like, yeah, what's up? You know, keep passing by. None of them were fond of my presence, but they didn't tell her friend, though. And I get, again, like right next to her. She turns, she's like, and she just like stampedes up the hill. And the other 2 almost run off too before they were like, oh wait, fucking, nah, he's chill. Finally made it to the top. And I also realized, I think it's called Stinking Canyon. I was thinking like, oh, it might be Hot Springs. I think it's literally called Stinking Canyons because there's so much cow shit everywhere. Like, there's some right there. I need to get an ATV. I need to get a dirt bike is the moral of all of these stories. So roadside winder, that was a really fun one too. Very fast, very speedy, very smooth. Everything in Idaho is nice. It's like very chill. I'm realizing after going a few different places, like Wyoming's hard, man. Jackson is like hard mountain biking. And everybody pretends like it's not. It's like one of the hardest places in the world. Everything's steep, everything's rocky, everything's sharp. There was a lot of death around too, for some reason. I don't know if it's like a thing. I've been meaning to look this up. If like you're supposed to collect, well, not like you're definitely not supposed to, but like someone had gone around and gotten all the baby calf skulls of all the cow, like the little baby cows that had died, and like got them and collected them up. And I first saw a group of 3, and I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. And then at the end of the trail, I saw a group of 7. So I'm sure there's like a meaning behind collecting them, but that happened. And then I rode up to this ridge and just found a random tooth, which like in and of itself is like weird enough, but I wasn't like looking for anything or sitting there. Like I rode my bike up and I was riding out, and as I looked down among the rocks, I'm like, oh, what the fuck? That's a tooth. And then I go and pick it up. And like, that's weird. Like the chances of like you looking down at a random pile of rocks and spotting like the one cool rock or the fucking tooth in this case, that's odd. Anyway, point being, I pulled up to the Mackay Reservoir. I wasn't still thrilled about staying at a reservoir anyway, because tent camping at a reservoir sucks. It's windy. There's usually not a lot of trees. Reservoirs aren't like lakes, like they're man-made, so like nature doesn't agree with them. Anyway, in this case, it was a dead elk, just washed up right near the campground. I'm seeing a lot of death today. Jesus. And I was like, yep, nope, not staying here. There was another place that was close by Mount Borah, and I'd heard of that in my fucking Googling random shit for the trip. Decided to go up there and check it out, and I was like, worst comes to worst, I can turn around, I can just stay in the car. Anyway, the campground ended up being like super nice by Mount Borah. It was right up at the edge of the trailhead for Mount Borah, which is the tallest mountain in Idaho. It's crazy, you can see this one ridge line. Just follow all the way down. Look at that. How the hell did that get there? And there were these 2 other guys staying there. Met them like right on the way in, and they were like, yo, what's up? They were both older dudes. They were like, yeah, the ranger just came by. He said we don't have to pay. So like, you're all good. And then I was like checking out campgrounds. They were like, that's the best one. And I was like, yeah, I totally agree. That's the best one. So I was like, you're genuine. It's cotton candy skies, motherfucker. But yeah, they ended up being cool. And then we all kind of just left each other alone. And since I was there, I'd driven all the way out there. I was like, all right, I'll just do Mount Borah. I mean, I was planning on sleeping in a little bit, you know, lazing about. You know, I had a long day because it was like I went out a little bit further into Idaho, and then I'm coming back into Idaho Falls to pick up the guys. Nope, woke up at 4 a.m., could not fall back asleep. The stars were absolutely fantastic. There was no moon. So I tried to sleep for another hour, then gave up on it. Got my camp all packed up pretty early, got breakfast as the sun was rising, That felt good. I felt accomplished, even though I didn't plan it. I was like, dude, I got up early. Like, this is a win for Matt. And I decided to hit Mount Borah at like 6:30 in the morning, 6:40. Right as the sun was peeking up. Like, all the mountains were still purple and stuff. It was awesome. The thing is, though, this hike is like fucking nuts. It is a 3.5 mile hike, which everybody's like, 3.5 miles, not bad. Which with 5,000, like 100 feet of elevation, so almost 1 mile up over 3.5 miles. Every 3.5 feet you're going up about 1 foot, which is just fucking nuts. So did that, well, I didn't do that. That's a lie. All right. Well, that's Mount Borah behind me. I will not be continuing on there because I'm already exhausted, and it is another 1,000 feet of elevation, plus a ton of snow, which I had some micro spikes just in case, but other than that, we were just kind of winging this one this morning. The air is so thin up here too, that I've been starting to stop. I've probably stopped like 30 times already on the way up. It's only been like 1.5 miles, 2 miles. That's the other thing. My all trails isn't working, so I don't know how far I've gone. There's a bunch of reasons why we shouldn't keep pressing our luck with this one, but it is absolutely fucking stunning up here. There was a ridge called Bitch Out. No, it wasn't Bitch Out Ridge. It could not have been Bitch Out Ridge. It was like Chicken Shit Ridge, Chicken Out Ridge. And I thought I got there, probably went about 2 miles, probably about 3,000 feet of elevation, and was nowhere near Bitch Chicken Shit fucking ridge. I looked up videos of it later. This ridge is like terrifying. Like, it's like a straight over, like, I want to do it at some point, obviously, but it's like a very thin, like a stegosaurus hike, you know what I mean? So that'll be cool to try at some point. But we got a few more hikes to hit today. I'll be hiking down to the car. Gotta go all the way back down there. Down will be better than up, but I imagine it is still going to be a real big leg burner. Today is going to be a big day of hiking. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, man. The earth has way too many rocks, dude. So started off the day really solid. Got the legs working, muscles burning, feeling good. Got out of the campground pretty early. I think both the older dudes were still in bed, so it was like, win for the young folks, man. Headed to the next hike that I was planning, which was lower Cedar Creek, quote-unquote, waterfall. That was a really fun one. Drove back to get to it, passed a bunch of cows again, yada, yada, yada. Baby, you know I love you, but you gotta move out of the way. Beep, beep. Going along this like rushing river, like to the point that I'm like, yeah, don't fuck with this running water, especially because you're by yourself. And we had more shale. It's like this trail along the river, and the rocks are like, if you step a little close to the edge, they all tumble down in the river, so you're extra on guard. So I'm walking through there, blah, 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 and the first thing that I come across is that huge eye, just in the middle of it. It was like the Eye of Sauron. That was awesome. Just sitting there. Didn't expect to see that. I was like, okay, Idaho is kind of, what? Sleeper state? Idaho? What? The potato stuff is propaganda, folks. Idaho is a beautiful and wonderful state filled with amazing people. So going along the trail, find this really cool kind of dam that's like rotted out, climbed around there for a little bit, checked out the business there, had to be super careful as well because the water was still like very scary. Get around, finally get to the waterfall. I'm like, all right, cool, this is a cool waterfall. Holy shit. That thing is powerful, god damn. But the trail keeps going, and I'm like, all right, cool, trail keeps going. Might turn this, let's see what you have to offer, because it's been a pretty good hike, pretty good so far. Go around, do a few switchbacks, blah, blah. Go up this hill. The water is coming out of the fucking wall. Like, I've heard of like this happening before, but I don't think I've ever seen like a spring or like not to this degree. It was like I remember I was walking up, I saw it, and I was like, okay, yeah, like this is why like people believe in God. Like this, like if you just walked across this and you didn't know about like shit about dick, you'd be like, oh yeah, fucking God's making water spout from the ground. Don't tell my mom. I climbed up above it just to make sure. I was like, is there just a hole in the ground? Or no, there was nothing. Like you went up there and like no, it just came out of the ground. I don't know. I maybe I'm geeking out about like something that like spring fans are just like, dude, get on the spring train. Like, come on. Everyday agua fans are just like, bro, you are so far behind on spring water. But that's dope. So that turned this into a top tier hike. That was awesome. Beautiful. None of the hikes around there had like a bunch of reviews. It just wasn't a super popular area. I'm realizing like I kind of fuck with that more and more with the national parks. Every national park there is filled with people. All 3 hikes I did today, not a single person, not one on any of the trail. Granted, I drove like 2 hours of driving on dirt roads to get to all of them and rocky roads, and probably fucked up the bottom of my car very nicely. And I was like, should I go for 3 out of 3? It's been a lot of hiking today, a lot of elevation. The legs are kind of tired. And I'm like, you know what? Pop the Gatorade into the Monster, chuck half a Monster, open the Gatorade, the rest in the Gatorade, bam. That is the juice. That's what you know in Space Jam, that is what Michael Jordan put in the Looney Tunes, the cartoons, water. That's the fucking shit. It was Monster and Gatorade. So anyway, I'm like, all right, let's check out this last trail. It's an arch. I'm an arch guy. What can I say? Who's not an arch guy? They're a symbol of balance. They're a symbol of the majesty of nature. They're a symbol of everything positive in the world, unless they are like a gateway to some shit and they look evil. This one was kind of an evil one, and the hike to it was evil. Lots of shale. Again, worst part of the day, all the fucking rocks. Too many rocks. Way too many rocks, Idaho. You got to get rid of these rocks. So this one, you're going up, it's super steep. It's like, all right, everything's been steep today, I'm dead. So like, we're past this. We're like mind over body at this point, body over mind, whichever is complaining at the time. Like, that's what I tell myself. Like, if my body is hurting, I'm like, oh, my mind's stronger than my body. If I'm aching everywhere, I'm like, my mind is stronger than my body. Didn't I just say that? I keep going up, and it gets to the point, like, I'm bad with this on hikes, but it's like, when there is a sunk cost, there is a sunk cost. And once I am there, I'm there, and I come across a rope that is attached to a rock that is just straight up shale. And I'm like, this is stupid. This is no good. This is dumb shit. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna fucking do it, because I gotta do it. The arch is like up there. I can see that I'm getting close. I can smell it. And if you go under the arch, you get bonus points. So I climb up there, get up to the arch. I'm like, all right, cool, sweet. Let's try to get onto the arch now, because I can't just have one thing. I gotta, once you get through the arch, you gotta get on top of it. It's bonus points. That was a big no-no. I got up to like the side top, and it was just like another stegosaurus thing, but this time with trees, so like a hairy stegosaurus, you could say, and very far drop, and I was extra tired, and I'm very proud of myself. I felt very adult, because my brain went like, you feel like doing this, you feel adventurous, you feel like trying this. Don't. Like, you are going to kill yourself. It's just like every once in a while I get myself into a situation where I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? What have I done this time? Now, if it was the beginning of the day, probably would have given it a chance. So maybe I'm learning things about myself. Who knows? All right, you ready for this? Woo! That might be the best one I found yet. Another person has joined the street. Another party. Let's see, but they seem cool. You guys seem cool. I guess you can park here. Anyway, drove back to Idaho Falls, and I'm realizing that this town is strange. Idaho Falls is a strange place. I'm adding it to my list of theories. Any town with falls in the name, like Twin Falls, whatever, blah, 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 something falls, like weird vibes. Not necessarily bad. I like Idaho Falls a lot. Like, weird vibes that I vibe with, but like, for example, like, there's 2-lane roads everywhere. Like, even, like, random neighborhoods, it'll be, like, a 2-lane road. It's like, why do you need 2-lane roads? And they have, like, the stop signs that are hidden, like, the sneaky stop signs, the ones that are hidden behind the trees. that you pull up to, and it's like 6 feet away, and it's like, stop. And if you don't have Google Maps open, it's like, well, you just broke the law or killed yourself. I've only ever, like, when I do my car and stuff, the car place is near, like, the downtown, like the Idaho, the falls, the waterfalls, which are not, they're man-made too, which I was like, what the heck? This is weird, because they're beautiful. And, like, the first time I was like, oh, wow, awesome falls. I would set up a town here too. Then I learned they're man-made, and I'm like, well, okay, I guess, cool, sweet. There's other weird shit. It's like, there's a huge church with a golden guy on top. I don't know who it is, but it's a beautiful church. It's a beautiful looking church. It's just very intense. Like, it'd be a cool place to get a wedding, but, like, I don't know about going there every Sunday, you know, like, maybe, like, let's vibe. I checked out the college too. That was cool. They have a really nice college campus. The park layout was super weird and confusing. There was like 10 different parking lots in random places and crisscrossing roads that led to neighborhoods and led to cul-de-sacs, and it was a very odd layout of a park, but I liked it. It was like nice, weird, like it was like good confusing, kind of like, where am I? Oh, I'm in a park. All right, cool. I don't even know if like this mic is like improving the quality of the audio, or if it just like lets you go far away from your phone while you're doing it. It was really cheap, so I don't expect much of it, and it works really hard, and I love it anyway, because it just makes me like feel more legit, more in it, more. Let's get to the fucking point. What's the fucking point? Right now, I'm parked in the side of a street. I know, an amazing place to record, to film.